Gough Whitlam had begun his administration in late 1972 with a cabinet of just two, himself and his deputy Lance Barnard. They set to work immediately on the 140 specific promises the Prime Minister had taken to the election. But while the government had a majority in the House of Representatives, in the Senate it was still bedevilled by the presence of the DLP. Mr Whitlam's solution in 1974 was to remove the DLP Senator Vince Gare by appointing him as ambassador to Ireland. The coalition, now led by Bill Snedden, retaliated by blocking a supply bill in the Senate. There were many who thought then and later that he'd pulled the Senate trigger too early, with both inflation and unemployment on the rise.
If Snedden had waited another 6 months, he would have been Prime Minister. There's no question that by the end of 1974, the Whitlam government was unre-electable.
Mr Whitlam played the double dissolution card.
After next Saturday, we are going to have a new Parliament, a contemporary Parliament, a Parliament for our times.
The only really new thing in the 1974 Parliament was an even slimmer Labor majority, just 5 seats in the House of Representatives. The Senate was a hung house. The plus for the government was that finally the DLP was wiped out. Now the government entered its most volatile period. In February 1975, the Minister for Minerals and Energy, Rex Connor, announced the government was trying to borrow $2 billion from Arab sources to buy 51% of all new mining operations. A couple of months later, Cabinet revoked his authority to borrow, but it was soon revealed the minister had engaged a London-based Pakistani money broker, Tarath Kemlani, to arrange the loans. And then Treasurer Jim Cairns was drawn into the loans affair, accused of trying to arrange overseas loans without authorisation, and was sacked from the ministry.
No Prime Minister can have a minister against whom it can be said that he has misled the Parliament.
Right, this will be your say.
The Queensland Premier Joh Bjelke-Petersen set the scene for the next twist in the Whitlam drama by nominating anti-Whitlam public servant Albert Field to fill a Labor Senate vacancy, putting the government once again in the minority in the upper house. Malcolm Fraser had won the Liberal leadership back in March. Later that year, he used the Senate numbers to defer budget supply bills. Enter Sir John Kerr, the Whitlam-appointed Governor-General. The Prime Minister decided to call a half-Senate election to break the deadlock, but when he went to Government House, Malcolm Fraser had already been there, convincing the Governor-General to sack Whitlam.
The proclamation, which you have just heard read by the Governor-General's official secretary, was countersigned Malcolm Fraser. Undoubtedly go down in Australian history from Remembrance Day 1975 as Kerr's Kerr.
All those for an election, all those who want Mr Whitlam to get the hell out of Canberra.
Both leaders faced large and noisy public rallies. But the voters had had enough of the Whitlam experiment, the coalition winning a 55-seat majority and almost 56% of the two-party preferred vote.
I myself will not be nominating for the position of leader.
Bill Hayden stepped up to lead Labor in opposition.